Hey guys, Brent Hobson here. I'm the CEO of Wytebox. I'm really excited to walk you through this demo today. We're going to be going over the education vertical specifically, so thanks for joining me. Now, Wytebox is the must-have data layer for every operator. Every day, hundreds of operational queries are answered via some combination of disparate data points across your various systems of record. We've been trying for decades to use these systems to construct some high-fidelity picture of what's happening in the business, but it has never really been easy. It's always some Herculean effort that spans multiple teams and costs a lot of human capital in the form of time. Well, now, that's really a problem of the past. You see, Wytebox is able to provide you a data layer which you access via whatever AI agent or harness you prefer. Think Claude Code, Cursor, etc. And just connect and start generating whatever you need from the system. The best part is we do not need any integrations to build our data layer. We're not dependent on your systems of record. We don't need 1,000 API connections. We work from the second you deploy us and are completely self-contained, making us highly secure, simple, and easy to implement. Now today I'm using Cursor, and I'm going to start by ensuring our MCP connection is set up correctly, which it is, so we're ready to go. But before I start, I just want to use this opportunity to reiterate that everything you're about to see is without a single external data source. There are no integrations. All of the data was collecting using Wytebox's self-contained infrastructure. This is a hugely important differentiator from other ontology products, as the first thing you normally have to do is provide access to every platform you have, which is a huge lift for your IT team. So let's start by asking, can you show me all students the admission team enrolled in the last 2 weeks, organize them by active hours, how many reps and team members touched each account, activity volume, and give me a holistic view of which enrollments cost us the most. And then I'm just going to add the call to our MCP server to start the connection, and we are good to go. All right, so Cursor gathers the data from Wytebox's data layer, spits out the report on demand, and let's just see what it comes back with. So right away, we can observe that it did a pretty amazing job with my rather broad question, right? And as we dig deeper, we can kind of notice a couple outliers, specifically Sophia Nguyen, which we can see cost the team a lot more time than the other, 50% more than the second closest. It shows us who touched the account, which teams they're on, etc. By and large, this is an excellent response to the task, but we want to dig a little bit deeper. So let's unpack Sophia's profile just a bit more. I'm going to follow up with, tell me more about all the team touches on Sophia Nguyen, what took so long, what were teams working on, and why were so many people involved? All right, so here we can see some amazing context. It provides us incredible data points about all of the team and individuals who touched Sophia's account. It provides marketing and sales campaigns that she was part of. It shows that she was flagged by the student success team for potential risk of not enrolling, which triggered out this internal process that caused significant workload up and down the CS team. It quite frankly is able to tell a story that would be impossible to uncover if you needed to gather this context from systems and people alone. It's able to provide it in an easy to read, systematic explanation. However, I'm still not happy with what we've demoed today. Let's introduce a wildcard. You talked to admissions about Sophia and they came back and said, look, we've spent all this time. I haven't received a warm lead in months. I work everything I can to the fullest to hit my numbers. Okay, that's rational feedback, but now what? You'd normally go digging through systems, ask your head of marketing to prepare a report, go look through your SIS or CRM systems. Well, let's see what we can do with Wytebox. All right, look, so I checked with admissions. They said they were essentially given no leads, that they dug deep on the accounts available and applied all the hours they had. I want to see what marketing was doing on the campaigns behind these students. Build a marketing team report for the campaigns that drove the highest investment students from the fall 2026 adult learner enrollment drive. So after a few seconds, it gives me the entire download on our marketing team, split out by the type of work they're doing, helping me understand what went into this project and who was doing what. I can see that Google Ads made up roughly 20% of the work being done, which is light, but okay. I can also see that, oddly enough, my paid ads manager, Chloe, didn't actually spend very much time in Google Ads. It was actually the marketing coordinator. Now, this information is super useful, but I'm looking for something a bit different. This gave me the breakdown of who did what, but I want more context. So let's dig deeper. Okay, so say more about the fall 2026 Adult Learner Enrollment Drive. What did marketing do in those 55.7 hours? What Google Ads work happened? And were there conversations about campaign performance? So now this is starting to get interesting. Wytebox is able to identify that Lena, the VP of Marketing, noticed a dip in inquiries. We see that analytics chimes in and says that the attribution is correct, and we then see that Chloe, instead of fielding the request herself, sends the request out to her agency, Beacon Academic, to which they reply that they turned off non-branded search, to which she directly copies and pastes the reply to Lena. This again shows you the power and versatility of drilling down with Wytebox. What was first more or less an anecdotal observation from admissions now paints a somewhat more systemic issue involving paid advertising. We were able to see the team dynamic, understand how time is being spent, and drill down into larger campaign issues, all from the view of how work was done. However, I want to do one more thing. Drilling down is great, but now I want to understand the process more holistically. I've seen that we need to tighten up some things, possibly do some training, and ensure that people are spending time in the valuable systems they're responsible for. But let's look at everybody and every team that touched our high-effort students. Okay, so zoom out, rate how efficient every team was that touched these high-effort students from the fall 2026 Adult Learner Enrollment Drive. So here we are getting the holistic view of everything in glorious detail. A simple rating per team, a justification including recent events, easy to read and understand tables outlining what went well and what didn't, an understanding of time and efficiency, a per student breakdown, and even a flowchart showing how work flows throughout your team. This data is quite frankly just impossibly invaluable. So let's recap. We started with a simple, broad question about enrollment costs from a time perspective, but we were able to delve into in-depth analysis of the operations and team dynamics at play within your organization. We were able to understand how our various segments of business impact our admissions processes, and we identified areas for improvement and high-performing segments of our business. Wytebox didn't just tell us who was busy. It showed us where the work connected, where it didn't, and what to fix next.